Welcome to the webinar. It is April 20th at 11 a.m. and I'm super happy to be sharing this time with you every week. It's my total pleasure and joy to be training and sharing the knowledge and tools that I have with you. As you hop onto the webinar, I'll share some kind of little details with you to get the call off and running. My name's Amy Engelmark, and this webinar series is called Breakthrough to Your Fun and Fabulous Life. It happens weekly at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll tell you that there are some goodies for you on these webinars. If you're on live, then you have an opportunity to be the person to win. Usually I have, well, in the last few weeks, I've had some special journals to give away. Today I have a journal. It's a gratitude journal, and I've been using one myself and have really noticed the benefits. And it's really, really beneficial for helping you gain control of your thoughts and redirect them to help you be more healthy and happy. So I'll ask a question, and whoever answers that question first, I'm going to send this book to. Or if you're local on Vancouver Island near where I live, I may end up dropping it off for you. So I hope you enjoy this webinar. If you want to find out more about me and the program that I offer and my coaching, you can find it at amyengelmark.com/about. You can also read the testimonials there on my page. I'm just going to have a glass of water before we get started. If you could please also share your name and where you're from, that would be great. And then we can see who is all interacting on the webinar training today. I have this drink that I so enjoy, and I drink it a couple times a day if I have a lot going on. And there's a lot on my plate, and it's awesome. It's meant for immune boosting and helps me feel like I can deal with much more than I'm capable of, so better than water for me. Okay, let's get going. I see some of you are joining. Sometimes it takes a while. There's a bit of a replay, a little bit of a lag in the webinar's recordings, so you'll probably hear what I'm saying after I've said it. So again, please put your name up there and where you're from so we can connect. For all of you who are watching, whether you're on this webinar live or more comfortable, or whether you're watching the replay, I have a special gift for you. I'm going to put it up in a little while, probably when I'm done the training portion of the webinar, and you can take it away and read it whenever it's helpful for you, whenever it's good timing for you. It's the first 2 chapters of my upcoming book. It's called From Burnt Out to Bliss, and it's a 30-day challenge for high achievers to have more fun, more freedom. Hello, Bobby. Welcome. Great to have you on the webinar. Awesome. Okay, so I am going to share my screen with you shortly after I've told you just a little bit of my background and my story. When I was younger, I really had, it felt like very little stress and a lot of time freedom on my hands. So you can imagine that feels pretty nice. When I was about 19, I met my husband and fell in love very quickly, was not looking for romance, but he was the guy. So I hopped in because that's what my heart told me to do. A few years later, we got pregnant with our first child, and then as the time rolled by and I accepted, okay, I'm going to be a mom earlier than I thought, we had our second child. and things were getting a bit stressful, learning how to be married, learning how to be a mom, learning how to communicate and have healthy boundaries and let go of control and love unconditionally. Big learning lessons were happening for me at that point in my life. Then I decided to look into coaching as a profession, and it was a great fit. I started my training and added more to my plate, which ended up making me feel quite overwhelmed, even though it was something that I loved studying. So here I'm getting pretty stressed. I'm getting quite overwhelmed, and I feel like I've lost some of my identity when I'm being of service to my husband, to my children, and I'm pushing the limits of my time with so much on my plate. But it was, and in some ways too, it was really enjoyable because I love being all three of those roles. What happened then is really beautiful, because as I started applying everything that I was learning from these self-help books, self-care, life balance, stress management, I read so many books, and I continue to read those books because when I combined them with my coaching training, I started to see the benefits in my own life as I was applying what I was learning. And I started transforming my life and being able to have more free time, even though I was super busy, being able to have energy and happiness again, even though I had so many things in the air that I was juggling. So I'm sure you can relate. When you have so many balls in the air that you're juggling, you just want to be able to take a break, rest, relax, and de-stress. And I started to be able to share those tools and strategies with my clients, and they started seeing the same transformations in their lives. So it was a beautiful ripple effect. And I started expanding my business at the time, and to the point where I'm at today, where I have a program called Breakthrough to Your Fun and Fabulous Life. And I'll tell you more about that program at the end and give you an opportunity to find out more if you like what you hear today and you want to learn more. So let me hop in. I will share my slides with you and get into the training portion of our webinar. Here we go. Alrighty. So, like I said, this webinar is called Breakthrough to Your Fun and Fabulous Life. It runs weekly at 11 a.m. every Wednesday Pacific Standard Time. Every week, you can go to amyengelmark.com/webinar training, and you'll be able to have access to the trainings. You can also find the trainings if you're interested in sharing them on my YouTube channel. Every week we have a different topic that I'm training on. So these are some of the things that I train on: life balance, time and stress management. I cover strategies to create more free time and really kickstart your health and be able to have peace of mind even when there are many things you could be stressing about. These are some of the women I've met with live. I've hosted many workshops live and these webinars, as well as run group programs. So hang around for the free goodie that I have for you at the end. And if you are the first person to answer the question, then it is yours and I will pop it in the mail for you. I'm going to fill it with tools that have been helpful for me and my clients in transforming their lives and having better balance and decreasing their stress. So look through the pages and you'll see some goodies from me. This is what I promise you every week, is that you can have it all. I believed at one point that I couldn't have two things at once. I couldn't have a flourishing business and have amazing time freedom. How can you have that? But I've since changed my belief and perspective on that. And I believe that you can as well have a flourishing career. You can have health, you can travel like you want, you can have fun with your family. So I'm going to show you how you can build that foundation. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Fun's really important to me. And you're going to come away with a system and steps from each of these webinars that you can apply to your life and decrease your stress. So I'll share with you habits that I've developed and that my clients have developed so that you can be really successful and productive and add to the life that you already love. Some of the topics that we cover are stress management strategies so that you can take control of your mind and make a real difference in your thought life in the next 30 days. I'll also show you how to get unstuck and create new habits that stick. I also show you how to break through your fears. Fears can keep you really stuck, and I want to show you how you don't have to stay stuck for as long as you think. Just because you've been stuck for maybe 5 years or more in certain areas of fear in your life doesn't mean that you can't change in an instant. I'll show you how to master your emotional life so that you can really have a fulfilling life, a purposeful life. And then I'll show you how to get crystal clear on your goals and really prioritize your commitments so that you can have the most energy possible. Okay, so this is me. This is me when I had long hair. A little bit more about me. I'm the author of the book I talked to you about a little bit earlier, From Burnt Out to Bliss. I am a speaker, coach, trainer. I'm a stress management consultant. I work with men and women, business leaders, professionals of all sorts. I've worked with veterinarians. I've worked with investors. I've worked with lawyers and doctors. I've worked with quite a variety of people, stay-at-home moms, people who are really wanting to create balance and time freedom. I run group coaching programs and workshops with people from all over North America, and I personally use the systems that I'm going to show you today. So they've worked for me. Here's me speaking with several different groups that I've worked with in the past. These are my some of the live workshops that I've given on creating free time for yourself and also really being gentle with yourself as somebody, as many women and some men are prone to do. You can give so much of yourself to other people that you have very little left for yourself. I love nature. You'll often find me outside. These are my boys, Gavin and Simon. They're 8 and 10. They're super fun. I really love the age they're at right now. They love to spend time with me outside too. Here is my husband, who I'm very much in love with. Such a supportive and caring man. His name is Beach. And this is our topic for today. I'm training on busy bees. So for all of you really busy people, I'm going to show you today some strategies for you so that you can create more time for rest and more time for relaxation. Let's continue and get your hands on these strategies. So these are the strategies I'm going to cover. This is when you want to grab your pen and paper and you want to take some notes. And if you are following my webinars, I would suggest even creating a journal that's specifically for these webinars so that you can go back and you can either watch the place in the webinar that you want to remind yourself of again, or use your notes so that they're a good reminder for you and you can just flip back and refresh yourself. So these are strategies to have more rest and more relaxation. The first strategy we're going to cover is understanding and really tweaking your beliefs about resting. So what do you believe about rest? Because that will either support you or take you away and limit the amount of time that you allow yourself to rest. The second is giving yourself permission. That's a big key. The third is giving up control over your schedule. That is an art that some of you need to learn. And then number 4 is to rearrange your plans. Number 5 is to trade the good for the best. So you will need to give up some things in order for you to be able to feel relaxed and rejuvenated. The first topic, the first strategy we're going to cover today is your thought life. Some people believe that if they're busy, or if they're not busy, if they're preoccupied or accomplishing something, that is the state where they're going to, enjoy the most productive life, the most fulfilling life, when they're always accomplishing something, always preoccupied with something, and always busy with something. That's when life will be most fulfilling. Well, it is fun to be in action. It is fun to be in momentum. But if you're always moving, you're always doing, and you're always on the go, there's a high likelihood of burnout, emotional exhaustion, fatigue. And some of you who are watching this right now, if you were drawn to this topic, then you're probably feeling a little bit this way. So I want to challenge you to think about what your beliefs are around rest. Because if you can start believing that rest will actually make you more productive, then it will help you give yourself permission to rest. If you can believe that rest leads to amazing health, then you'll give yourself more permission. If you can believe that rest is what's necessary so that you can give more to your family, so that you can feel happier, so that you can make decisions with confidence, so that you can have a clear mind, rest is necessary, then you're much more likely to be gentle with yourself when you're feeling exhausted, or you're just feeling like you're not doing the best job possible. You're much more likely to give yourself time to rest and relax. So have a look at what you're thinking when you're feeling like, oh, I really need a break, and something stops you from taking that break. Just take a minute and step back out of your current situation. Look at your life and yourself objectively and ask yourself, what am I holding back in this area? What do I need to believe so that I can honor my needs? Because you're valuable and you do need to rest. It's an understandable need. This is our second point. Freedom is found in giving yourself permission. Nobody else can give you permission quite like you. It's helpful when other people tell you to rest, but you need to learn how to tell your own self to rest. Because there's something that happens when you tell yourself it's okay. That you don't always need to tend to real obligations or even perceived obligations. That you can play hooky for a while and the world won't fall apart. You're not lazy if you're doing nothing and just being. Being instead of doing all the time is going to make you more productive. So this part of the training is about really retraining your mind so that your thoughts are in alignment with your actions in regards to taking a break and honoring your needs. So real freedom, the key to rest is giving yourself permission, allowing yourself time to rejuvenate. There's an ebb and flow in life, and you can't always go, do, and not see any negative repercussions from that. It's just a normal human need. I wanted to share a testimonial with you about a friend and past client of mine who definitely has a full life as a mother, as a doctor, and as someone who is very generous of her time and energy for others, but she wasn't taking it for herself when I first met her. And she had some really big negative thinking patterns that were holding her back from giving herself time to do yoga and to rest and to create a more balanced lifestyle for herself. So as you can see here from her testimonial, she was able to really learn to be more gentle with herself and gain self-awareness around when she was really feeling stressed so that she could give herself a break at those times. And now she allows herself that freedom. The third strategy to have more rest and more relaxation is to remind yourself that it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay if you take a break. Things aren't going to fall apart. If you put your feet up for 15 minutes, what's the worst case scenario that can happen? Maybe somebody gives you a guilt trip for taking a break. I'm sure you can deal with that. So often we want to avoid any kind of discomfort, and it holds us back from growing as people in our relationships, even growing personally. So I would encourage you not to focus so much on the fears, which is what as humans we can naturally do, but to redirect what you're focusing your energy on. And to remind yourself that the worst case scenario hardly ever happens, and life will move on, and jobs that need to get done, they're going to get done still, and it's going to be okay. This is somebody who took part in my group coaching program who's a business owner in the Comox Valley. Oh, sorry. No, this is not a business owner in the Comox Valley. This is a lawyer friend of mine in Comox who I coached. And she found when she started seeing me that her beliefs around how much time she should give herself to pursue her dreams and personal goals was very limited. She wouldn't give herself time to pursue her dreams and goals until all her ducks were in a row and the perfect timing just landed in her lap. Then she changed her perspective, and her stress levels started to decrease. And she started to face obstacles with a mindset of, I can handle this, and I'm not going to avoid things anymore. I'm going to face this with a character and a mindset of confidence. So things started to really change for her. And she's a natural leader, as all of you are natural leaders. So I encourage you to get a better handle of your mind, because your mind is in your control, in your power, instead of the other way around. Here is another strategy for you to create more rest and more relaxation, and that is to be flexible. So in order for you to take time for yourself, whether it's the day or whether it's an hour or maybe it's 15 minutes, however much time you're taking for yourself, you'll need to rearrange your plans. So even the busiest people in the world, they have learned how to manage their time like a pro, and you can too. It's necessary for you to rearrange your plans so that you can do your work really well, instead of trying to do work and have a foggy head, or trying to do work and feeling really uncreative. Sometimes you're going to feel like pushing through a project or pushing through something that needs to be done at work or home, and it's not going to be the best timing because you're worn out. And what you really need is to go to sleep way earlier than you would, or to allow yourself the freedom to have a bath, or maybe you need to see a friend and just chat. Rearrange your plans so that you can honor your needs, because when you do, you'll feel rested and alert when you come back to whatever needs your attention, and you'll be able to do the work really well instead of doing a poor job that you're not proud of later. You know what I mean? this is the last point, the last strategy I want to cover so that you can have more rest and relaxation. And that is, have a look at your priorities. So what are you willing to let go of so that you can have the best? So often we want to have everything. There's this fear of missing out, right? When we rearrange our plans, it means that we need to let go of some opportunities so that you can feel your ultimate best, on fire, energetic. You're going to have to trade the good for the best. So yes, you will have to miss out on some things, but it's okay because it's worth it. Your health is worth it. Your mental sanity is worth it. And I encourage you, what are those good things that you could say, yeah, I could let go of that so that I'm feeling my best? What are those things? Write down 1 or 2 things that you wouldn't mind letting go of just for maybe once a week so that you could really feel fantastic. You could feel on your game. What's 1 or 2 things? When you think of all these strategies that I shared today, so that you can have more rest and more relaxation in your life and a better balance, it's important for you to focus on the benefits instead of what you think you might be missing out on or what you feel you should be doing instead of resting. You know, you should be go, 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 go all the time. Successful people never stop. That is a belief I would cut out of your thought life. So what are the benefits of resting and relaxing before you burn out, before you hit a health crisis, before your relationship goes south? The benefits, in my opinion, are massive. You are going to feel rested and not so full of noise. When you're always going, 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 doing, life is noisy. Your mind is taken up and, you know, always going from one topic to the other, so busy. Your body can feel stress in your gut, in your neck, in your face, in your hands. Tense muscles, you know? So one of the benefits that I think is humongous is when we slow down, we can hear God speak more clearly. Many of you know that I completely believe in Jesus and I have a relationship with him. And for those of you who don't believe in God, maybe this isn't a big benefit for you. But I believe that life is much bigger than just my life and that there's a bigger purpose. Another benefit is I've noticed, and maybe you have as well, is that some of my best ideas come when I'm not working. The ones that I apply to my work, they come when I'm taking a break, when I'm out there having fun on my bike, when I'm resting on the beach, when I'm journaling, when I'm not working. That's when some of my best ideas have come to me. And resting and relaxing, they really help you focus on what's most important. We can focus on such trivial things from day to day that we think everything's important when it's not. Not everything is that important. So it helps you reevaluate and refocus on what's most important to you. We're all different. So I want to leave you with a few reminders to be okay with what you do make time for, instead of guilt tripping yourself for what you could have done. For example, if you're going to rest and maybe fit in 20 minutes of yoga, I love doing yoga, instead of a 1-hour bike ride that I could have taken. Don't beat yourself up for doing 20 minutes of yoga. Encourage yourself that you made time for it. So you could fill in, maybe you're going to take a 20-minute break and put your feet up and have a glass of wine this evening. Good for you. Maybe instead of doing something else, that's what you fit in, and you took that time to rest. So applaud yourself instead of stripping yourself and guilt tripping yourself. And remind yourself, this is so important. I want to leave you with this, that you will never get it all done. You'll never be in a place where all that you desire is being satisfied right now. So I want to encourage you to have more fun, make more time for fun. You know, that feeling of being incomplete, it doesn't mean that you're off track and that you need to keep going and not take a break just because everything you want to have in your life isn't showing up right now, isn't complete. You're in the right place at the right time, and you can rest in that feeling of not everything that you want right now is in your life. Because if you're never going to get it all done in a day anyways, why not give yourself a break when you need it? I'm sending lots of love to you through this webinar. Just feeling lots of love for you right now. Like I was talking about some of my past clients, they've waited, they feel like there's somehow this perfect timing that's going to come around for them to make time for themselves. But there's no such thing as perfect timing. I want to help you get support and accountability and mentorship so that you can have this kind of lifestyle where you have more balance and you don't feel so worn out on a consistent basis. There's a lot of negative things that come up in your life and relationships and health because some of you may not be taking time for yourselves. So it costs you in your health. And over time, it can be, you know, big consequences to your health. It can cost you in your relationships. There can be sourness that develops in marriages, in extended family, because you're not caring for yourself the way that you care for other people, and you're starting to feel like it's other people's fault. So you get resentful, or you feel like you want to blame somebody else because of your lack of decision making. So how is it costing you? Ask yourself. And what price might your family be paying because of your decisions? How are they taking the brunt of it sometimes? I know that I can get more crabby and irritable and short with my family when my needs haven't been met. So you have a choice. The power is in your choice. In the next 30 days, what would your life look like if you had more time and if you had way less stress? What would that make possible for you? So my invitation is to create some amazing, amazing life balance in the next 30, 60, 90 days. How fabulous would that be? You'd be able to have skills so that you can conquer your stress, even if you're in a really high stress time in life, and that you can kickstart your health with tools that I give you so that you can feel amazing in your own body. I have the best program for you. It's called Breakthrough to Your Fun and Fabulous Life, and I was talking about it at the beginning of the webinar. Here are some of the program details. It's an exclusive 6-month-long program. In it, I offer one-to-one private coaching every month for an hour, and we get really deep in helping you overcome things that are holding you back in your thought life, helping you transform some old habits into new, empowering, healthy ones, and helping you really learn how to let go of what's not serving you so that you can make your decisions in alignment with what's most important to you and start seeing better health, decreased stress, more free time, better balance. In the program, I also offer group coaching once a week for an hour live. And on the calls, I offer training on all of these topics. And we have ample time for Q&A. So whatever you're working through, I'm there to help you and hold you accountable, mentor you, and support you. There is lifetime access that you get to modules and their audios, videos, worksheets that you can print out. And they're in the private Facebook members area. So you have lifetime access to that when you're a part of this group. You can find out more details about it at amyengelmark.com/about. You'll find out all the details about the program there. So my offer for you today is that I've set aside time for about an hour in the next week to help you really develop this lifestyle that you desire. So this lifestyle that you desire and less stress. So I'll take the time to really help you walk forward and get really clear on what you need and the next steps you need to take to get that. So you can apply today. It's totally free. If you want me to get in contact with you, instead of going to the website, you can send me an email and I will pop that into the chat bar in just a minute. Here's one more testimonial of a friend of mine. This is the business owner I was talking about in the Comox Valley. She was a part of my program, and she started the program so that she could experience some changes in her own personal life. She wanted to be, she wanted to have better communication with her husband and her children and also some staff. But what ended up happening is she experienced such positive benefits actually in her family life. She wasn't even necessarily looking for these specific benefits. So that's what happens when you work on yourself. There's a beautiful ripple effect in your relationships at home and in your businesses. It's really exciting. I'll just leave it on this for you here. And now I'd love it if anyone that's on the call live has any questions. Please feel free to type them in the chat box. I'm just going to take a sip of my drink. I'm also going to post the link to my, how am I going to do this for you? I'm going to post the link, and I think I'll have to stop the screen share so that you can have access to those 2 chapters, okay? 1 second. There, you can see my face, and hopefully you can still see my face. I'm just going to grab you those 2 chapters of my ebook. Any questions are great questions. There's no silly questions. So if you have a question that you want to ask that has to do with today or my coaching, please feel free. And please do share this webinar with anyone who you feel would really benefit from the training. They're welcome. You can either share the replay link that I send you in the email, or you can go to my YouTube channel, Amy Engelmark, and you can see that I have a playlist of all my webinars there as well. So thanks for being on the webinar. And you can see that I've put the sneak peek of my book, From Burnt Out to Bliss, in the chat room. Hopefully you can all access that. And let me know any feedback that you have on Facebook, Amy Engelmark Coaching, or if you want to connect with me on my email. I'm going to put my email address here. If you are interested in the free hour with me and you're interested in finding out more about the group coaching program. It was my pleasure to be with you here today, and do let me know your feedback and one great gold nugget that you're taking away from this webinar today. I'll hang out a few more seconds and see if there's any questions that need to be answered. All that talking sure makes somebody thirsty. I tell you, I drink so much water every day. All right, so this journal. Who can tell me? Does anyone know how many siblings I have? You're so welcome for the webinar, Bobby. You're very welcome. Anyone tell me how many siblings I have? See if you can guess. Whoever answers the question first gets the journal. Love it. It's so sunny here. I've had to close all my blinds for the webinar. Otherwise, I'd be squinting at you. Yep, Bobby, you are right. Awesome. I actually have 2 brothers. I'm in the middle, and my younger brother's a year and a half younger than me, and my older brother's 9 years older than me. So I'm the girl squishing between 2 brothers. Okay, Bobby, if you could send me your address, then I can pop it in the mail for you. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Bye.